Welcome, willkommen,
Bienvenue, добро пожаловать, witamy,
benvenuto,
ようこそ
to This Week in Voice Live.
Good morning, everybody.
Emerson, how are you?
Bradley, I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Good. I'm in full-on NFL draft mode. I'm rocking with Titans. It's been a busy week, but a good week. How about you?
I am doing great. I am not in full-on NFL draft mode, but excited for people who are. I'm getting ready to do some camping this weekend, so we'll see if the weather holds up. It looks like normal Seattle weather out there.
There you go. That sounds fun.
Yeah, let's hop to it. So, howdy everybody out there in the audience. Happy Friday. Today is another exciting episode. We have our regular news of the week. We have an interview with our friend Ian Utile, the CEO and founder of attn.live, and we're going to be testing out a new Jackbox game. We'll see how it works today, called Role Models. And so, as always, everybody in the audience, you can visit jackbox.tv and help us judge. So yeah, let's jump into the news. Bradley, you want to start off?
Yeah, I'll do it. So, wrote about earlier this week in This Week in Voice VIP, did basically a follow-up report on the HIPAA-compliant Alexa bill. And there was, in April 2019, a major press release from Amazon saying, hey, we've partnered with these 6 major healthcare organizations to produce HIPAA-compliant Alexa skills. And some real big names from healthcare were involved, real splashy. We covered it, I remember, with This Week in Voice, the podcast.
Yeah.
A lot of talk about it, because at that point in time, the thought process was that HIPAA was the main obstacle in the way of voice in healthcare's proliferation and growth. Well, as we've come to see, when you trace back these 6 Alexa skills 2 years later, almost 2 years to the day, that 2 of them no longer exist. They aren't available at all. 3 of them have very few reviews, and one of them is I guess I would call it, sort of good. One for Express Scripts, which is a big company. But by and large, there's been almost no traction. And wrote about that earlier this week because it's really interesting. And I think the takeaway there's a few potential ways to sort of pick the crystal up and sort of view it, and look at it from different angles. But ultimately, I think the takeaway that is inescapable is that the big tech is going to have a hard time cracking healthcare. And I think part of that has to do with our growing distrust of big tech.
Yep. And
the only way to crack it, I think, is through third-party acquisition, which is exactly what you saw Microsoft do with Nuance. And in the newsletter that I wrote, I talked about Constant Companion. I talked about another company called Canary Speech, companies that are seeing actual traction. And I think we're going to see a lot of acquisition in the voice and AI space in general as we move forward through the rest of the year into 2022. But I particularly think we will see more of it as it relates to healthcare, with healthcare-specific companies and companies that have some sort of a feature or core competency that touches on that. So that's what was on my mind earlier this week.
Yeah, and it does make me wonder. Amazon intentionally took a stance of hyper controlling the access to the HIPAA compliant capability. I think for a good reason, wanting to make sure that, especially for their first offerings, that they were actually HIPAA compliant, that they provided things that treated people with care and with trust. But it does seem to have backfired a little bit, and it makes me wonder if when companies are evaluating should they put something on Alexa or put something on Google Assistant, put something on one of the mainstream platforms, if it's not easier or at least the same amount of effort to put something on a much more customized and much more controllable platform. And if that's the case, then yeah, like you said, this strategy that we've seen, I think will continue to play out.
Yeah, and it's just as we go forward, I think we're on a clear path right now where association with Amazon, I wouldn't call it a negative. I don't think Amazon necessarily did anything wrong. It's just they are who they are. And I think people are wary of that. And so it's not that they can't do great things, because I think they're going to. It's just that the bar is higher. The threshold is higher for hospitals and healthcare systems to interact with them, because increasingly they're going to get questions from their board, from their executive management, from their shareholders. Hey, what is this that you're doing with Amazon? You sure? What about their data practices? What about this? What about that? And that has a cost. And so the return that dealing with Amazon provides has to exceed that higher cost now. I think it's a real interesting situation and something we'll keep an eye on.
Yeah, and I know Heidi Culbertson went over to head up a new healthcare-focused team focused on helping older adults and graceful aging in place. So certainly, at least in that department and in that specific use case, if anybody's going to be able to do that turnaround and make something worthwhile, I definitely have faith in Heidi.
I agree with that. Yeah, good point.
So in other news, Zoom announced just recently the support for or the integration with Zoom and Zoom Rooms and Alexa for Business. And I've been a huge proponent of Alexa for Business since it came out in 2017. I've made a number of incorrect predictions at the Voice Summit every year that this year is going to be the year for Alexa for Business. Hopefully 2021, if not 2022, will be the year for it. And that integration with Zoom Rooms gives access to a ton of devices that weren't previously supported on or supported by Alexa for Business. The possibility is massive. I saw a great presentation in Newark a few years ago by one of the evangelists on the Alexa team about an average size large enterprise, the number of meetings that people take, the amount of time that they waste going into a room, trying to hook up their computer, or trying to dial into a conference room, and what that means monetarily in theory for a business that adopts it. And Zoom has had obviously extraordinary growth over the last year and a half with the pandemic. It makes me hopeful that it's an opportunity to revolutionize the workplace and the connected workplace when people are starting to go back into an office. It makes it much easier, much less frustrating. It's also something that's touch free. I mean, you do have to use your voice, but that notion of sort of the workplace automation, I think is poised to have a really great opportunity as people start going back into the office.
I think you're right, and we're seeing. I'm seeing, like I've talked about before on the show, my wife getting summoned back to the office. I'm seeing other people I know saying, come on back to the office. Sometimes it's, hey, let's talk about what schedule might work for you. Other times I don't care at all what schedule works for you. And so it's really interesting. And I think that Zoom is one of those companies where it's easy to be down on what the future, the short-term future may hold for them as more and more people go back into the office. But, I think the reality is that for most companies, some percentage of the workforce is going to be remote, possibly all the time. And then other parts will just be, going to the office 2 days a week, get your FaceTime in, and then do the rest at home on your own time. And Zoom's got a critical role to play. And we talked about social audio on this show before as well. Social audio being a pandemic-born child. And what does that look like as we start to emerge from that? I think Clubhouse ought to take a real good look at Zoom, because I think Zoom's got a good feel for the size of their business and what they're trying to do in a world with more balance. I think Clubhouse needs to strive for that too.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Clubhouse continues to evolve. It's still in the early stages. With that, shall we bring on our guest?
Let's do it. Ian, how are you?
I'm wonderful. Happy Friday. It's good to be here with both of you.
Great to see you, Ian. It's a shame I haven't gotten to see you in person in quite some time. Normally, we'd be hanging out in Chattanooga.
That's right. Bradley and I got together, and Project
true.
Voice 100. I think that exceeded a lot of people's expectations. Bradley, you and your team did a great job with that.
Well, I appreciate that, and we're gonna take it to another level in October. So you heard it here first.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great
Project
event.
Voice X.
Yes. Just got off the call earlier today with the Voice Lunch team. We're going to do an actual voice lunch at lunch, Project Voice X. So you'll hear more about it. This isn't my time. This is yours, Ian. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, Ian, tell us about yourself and your background, how you got into the voice space.
Got into the voice space. I felt so strongly that 2 thumbs on a piece of glass and 10 fingers on a keyboard was not a sustainable interface. It wasn't the ideal way for people to communicate with machines, machines to communicate with people. So I started going to voice events. Then I started running my own voice events. And then we started building a kind of a voice interface using Amazon's Lexi product for our company software, our platform at attn.live. And so kind of one thing led to another. First, it started with like this belief, like this is the future, this should be the present, how can we be a part of it? And as I got more and more involved, it just grew. And I feel like week after week, month after month, my resilience in thinking that this is the best way for humans to communicate with technology just grows.
Ian, in Chattanooga, like we discussed, you gave a special talk. You really gave a gift to everybody who was there, and I'm not going to go into it now. I think it stays where it was.
Making me even more jealous that I wasn't there.
Well, yeah, I mean, no, you should be. It was profound. I have observed just over the past couple of months, even leading up to that, you're on fire. You're razor sharp. Not that you ever weren't, but you're at another level right now with everything that you're doing, and it's great to see just from an entrepreneurial standpoint. Share with us, your vision for attn.live and where you hope that company is by the end of the year.
Oh, thank you for that question. By the end of this year, I'd love to see us fully capitalized. I'd love to see us have one or more very complicated, very large enterprise accounts that have given us 10 terabytes or more audio content that we can funnel through our platform and have running 24/7 on every single voice device like Amazon Lexi, every single social media site like YouTube, to get massive attention, get massive influence, and also help these massive organizations monetize their content. So that would be a huge goal. Like if we're able to accomplish that for one of the world's largest nonprofit organizations or one of the world's largest universities or one of the largest broadcast companies, I think that would be a really huge step forward, not just for us, but for communications. Another huge win for us would be that we get to onboard all the talent that would like to come and work for us. So, we posted some jobs several months back, had over 1,000 people apply to work for us very, very quickly within a matter of days. And, we'd love to onboard the talent. And so, but we have to be organic. It's one step at a time. We have to make the right decisions. So it'd be great to have our fully functional, right now we've had a great dev team. I have my same development team that's been with me for over a decade and my core executive team, but it'd be great to kind of fill in the gaps and slowly, organically, build the process of going after these enterprise opportunities. And of course, we found the most traction right now on places like Clubhouse with moderators. You think about a moderator, could you imagine a musician? And the musician, they can play live, they get adoration, they get praise, they get recognized in the moment, but make no money, have no way of recording it, have no way of monetizing it. If you just simply have a Clubhouse moderator do nothing else different, And all they do is they just use their cell phone or their tablet or their Amazon Echo device, and they go live on Clubhouse. They, with using Attention Live, can record what they say. We can transcribe it. We can broadcast it to every major channel. And we'll also create an NFT for it to protect their intellectual property and automate the ability for them to make money from that content. So those are a few big things for me. One is fully capitalized so that we have the ability to sprint and make this thing happen. The second is a massive enterprise customer that we can build a huge case study around. And the third is that we continue to be faithful to what we've already started, which is serve individual content creators well, people like Clubhouse moderators.
Perfect.
It's an inspirational overview there, Ian. Do you want to go, Bradley?
No,
I was going to say, so Ian, you and I have talked quite a bit about personalities, about attitude. One thing that I've always really loved and appreciated about you is the way that you interact with everyone. I think it's clear even from people just seeing you immediately that you are, incredibly friendly, incredibly kind, very thoughtful, and that those are not common traits in general. Certainly not common traits in tech or the executive world. I'm curious what it is that you think gives you that drive. How is it that you're able to stay the same positive, intelligent, thoughtful person that you are consistently across every interaction that I've ever seen you do for the last several years?
I don't know how to answer that. I will say it. I'll say this. I really, really love people. So I don't really consider myself to be a kind person because I'm there in the private conversations when I'm really hard and really demanding and very assertive. So I wouldn't say that overall I'm a kind man, but I would say I'm a very loving man. And my love for humans, I think, comes out as kindness and, in relationship. The other thing you asked about was optimism and positivity. Happiness is an inside job. Like my outside circumstances would have me drug addicted and in jail and in fistfights and depressed, just as your outside circumstances would do. And so every human as an adult, we have to decide, well, are we going to let the challenges that we face in our relationships, in our communities, in our health, in our business, are we going to let those outside circumstances control our inside temperature? Or are we going to overcome the melancholy that we feel because of all the things that are real and say, no, I choose joy and I choose happiness and positivity and optimism because it's best for my soul and it certainly is better for the people around me. So that's about as good of an answer as I can give to what you said. But thank you for recognizing that in me. I'm very thankful that you said that.
That's a great answer. Thank you.
Yeah, we're used to your sunny disposition, but in order to be able to provide a sunny disposition to the people that deserve it, sometimes you have to have a rainy disposition to people who deserve it. So, right. Ian, you're doing an interesting. You sit at this interesting sort of space where, with what Attention Live does, and for people who are paying attention to this, on the broadcast, whatever medium you're on it, Attention Live is looking to make it easier than ever before for people to distribute their content through various social platforms and voice platforms. Before we get to the game, anything else in closing that you want us to know about what it is that you're doing?
There's some confusion about NFTs because the media's picked it up. So I'll say this. I did a presentation to a group of investors yesterday. And at the end of the presentation, they're like, you shouldn't be talking about NFTs just because it's a buzzword. And I'm like, okay, time out. I'm the co-producer of the world's largest NFT event, NFT NYC, that we launched in 2018. We integrated NFTs into our platform a year and a half ago, like natively. So this is not new for us. And here's what I'll say to the voice community about NFTs. It's okay if you don't understand it. You don't understand how electricity works, but you can turn a light switch on. You don't understand everything about the sewer system, but you run water. It doesn't matter if you understand all the complexity, and it doesn't matter if everything's perfect about it. NFTs are very simple. They're a receipt with rights, like a receipt that you bought artwork and the rights that you own that artwork and can put that artwork in the metaverse. It removes friction, it removes middlemen, and it accelerates the ability for transactions of one things, like a collectible card or a podcast file, to be transferred from one party to another. And give it some time, do some research, be open-minded about it, and don't be overly enthusiastic. Please don't do speculative investing with NFTs, or any speculative investing is my encouragement. Don't do that, but investigate. And if you have questions about it and you're in the voice space, I'm happy to dialogue with you personally.
Thank you for being here. So with that, let's get to this new game and let's see how badly I get beat in this.
All right, yeah, let's give this one a shot. Bradley, I put there in the private chat the secret code.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Is it jackbox.tv? Yes,
it is.
All right, and let me get the code. Okay. And I'm putting that in. Okay, and then put in my name. And I guess I can, wants me to take a picture. Okay, let's take a picture. That's whatever. Okay.
Oh man, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes,
my
I
computer,
can.
my Chrome crashed. Let's try this again. Share my.
We lost Emerson. This is what he does. He doesn't want to beat him in games. I've been beating him relentlessly in Tetris, and then last week in Dictionary.
I want to play Tetris, just so you know. Okay, if you ask me how excited about playing Tetris, I'm like 10 digits up. I'm my feet, my toes are up in the air. I love Tetris.
Be careful what you wish for. I deal damage.
Oh, I'm ready. Well, I drew myself. I thought it was a ridiculously funny photo, but I don't know what happens now.
All right. I'm going to try this one more time, and then if that doesn't work, then I guess we're going to play some Tetris.
Emerson, tell your Google Accelerator people to fix Chrome.
Yeah, Chrome, what's going on? At least it keeps bringing me right back in. That is a small miracle. All right, let's see.
I guess I could try it on Safari.
All right, there we go. So it's going to look a little wonky. Oh, there we go. That's not so bad.
Oh no, there I am. Okay, yes.
All right, and can you guys hear the jingle?
Very jingly.
Yeah.
All right.
Welcome to Role Models. We don't destroy friendships.
So this game is Role Models for anybody who has not played this before. In this one, we will be identifying sort of what the personality and characteristics are of our fellow participants here. So it gives us different categories, and then we have to choose who among the three of us we think matches each of those categories. And then we get ranked, and at the end it'll tell us what it thinks we are. All right, so Bradley and Ian, go ahead and vote for one of these that you think we should do. Oh yeah, nice. All right, the Avengers.
Everybody loves the Avengers.
Which member of the Avengers?
All right, so we have 4 Avengers on the screen. We've got Iron Man, Captain America, Black Widow, and Black Panther. We have to see who. Oh man.
That includes yourself. Oh, and you'll see a little 99% sign next to each roll. Tap that to lock in the answer you're 99% certain will match what everyone else picks. I'll make it worth a while if you're ready, so make sure to pick someone. Everyone's given out their rolls, so we'll check out.
I'm very interested.
This is going to be good. Right, Iron Man.
Get
Oh!
I like to reward
So yeah, and you get
people.
points based on if you get it right, and if other people get it right about you.
Whenever your
And then when you're voting, you can pick. It's like a 99% button.
This is pretty
Really
fun.
certain about somebody.
Nice.
And everybody
Nice
out in
game.
the audience, if you're joining along, again, you can take a look at your screen because there'll be a little delay between what you see here on my screen.
So let's
Here we go.
Oh no.
And you got the role with the audience bonus pellets. You're one advanced guinea pig.
Does that mean all
I'm-
3 of us voted for me as Captain America?
I did
Yeah.
not.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
I've been wrong twice so
Not
far.
as Well, Bradley and I are certainly on the same page.
Yeah. You guys are texting back and forth while I was kicked out of the room.
Yeah, we might as well have been.
And here's how you're doing on science pellets.
All right, off to neck and neck
Look
actually.
at that.
Or you
Okay.
Look at that.
All right, I got to step it up for round 2.
Fierce competition here, Emerson. Bradley, I heard he was hard to beat, but this is real. This is real.
Yeah, Bradley's not
got an
totally
early
undefeated, but nearly. Oh.
Okay.
Famous landmarks.
Okay, here we go.
Which famous landmark are each
Eiffel
of you?
Tower, Great Wall of China, and the world's largest ball of
And make sure to tap
twine.
that
Oh, wow.
99% next to the roll.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, wow.
Hmm.
I'm not sure. I felt good about Marvel. I'm not so sure about this one here.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
this one's tough. Oh, man.
I think.
That's an easy
A
one.
strikeout again.
I know, Emerson. It's okay.
All right, there we go.
There's a
Finally
lot
got
of
one right.
And you earned the role with the highly motivating audience bonus. I think our control group
Very-
likes you.
Very motivating.
I think I put you as Great Wall. I'm not sure, Ian. I don't remember.
You did.
Okay.
Ooh, uh-oh.
Looks like your peers
More
weren't
data
awarded
needed.
Any of these roles for you. I've got
I put Emerson as ball of twine.
Yeah, this means
I
there
put
was
myself I put myself
tie,
as ball
essentially.
fine.
Everyone vote on which role should go to
Ball of Twine or
What?
Times Square M&M store.
M&M store. What is the hell?
I guess that's they're using the term landmark pretty loosely there.
I'm absolutely not voting for that. I don't care if it's points or not.
All right, Bradley's still ahead.
Ooh.
This is serious.
Wow,
right
yeah.
here.
I gained
This
a
is
point
serious,
here.
Emerson.
All right, I think there's still opportunity for coming back. Oh yeah, what's it gonna say about us?
You, based on your
Oh
roles,
man.
You're this, and you're also this. That makes no sense.
You're an aggressive sweetheart, Emerson.
I didn't put Black Panther because I thought you were aggressive.
A horde of non-violent vegetarian zombies have moved into your neighborhood. How do you deal with them?
And Emerson, you're doing this yourself, right?
No, you guys. Oh, I guess I am doing it. Oh shoot.
It's not giving me the chance to do this.
I'd show him the garden. That seems like the right move.
Well, the obvious and only answer to this is call the plants. That is
Yeah,
always playing social shopping.
Farm.
Yeah, Plants vs. Zombies. I guess I've played so much of that game, I would probably be pretty good at trading some aggressive and evil zombies. Aggressive and evil plants to fight the zombies.
Yeah, if you got zombies in the garden, that's the only path to take.
We call
Let's
that
see.
a
Am
shutout.
I going to be aggressive or sweetheart? Sweetheart. All right. That's the one I picked, so I get an extra point. I'm catching back up.
Object with a unique
Yes,
role.
you are. Yes, you are. This is
I've got
happening.
something I
Ooh.
need you to do. Make a choice on your device.
Judging by this roll, Ian Utile is a real hero. They'll now pick a sidekick to reward with extra science pellets.
Let's see what happened.
All right, thanks, Ian. Thanks for the charity.
This is fixed. This is rigged.
This will be our last category, so choose
I hope that one move helps me win.
Oh man.
Oh boy. I choose.
Cocktails.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
Cocktails.
One I might know a thing or two about. Here we go.
which classic cocktail fits each of you best. Make those matches.
Cosmopolitan, an old-fashioned, or a warm Bud Light.
Oh boy. I like this game, Emerson. Good decision. We are consider. Bradley and I voted the same on everything.
Yeah. I played this. I played this with my family yesterday, testing out the timing.
Oh, no, I want to go. No, this is under protest.
Picked for a roll.
All right.
This
Guess what
is
was
the
left?
second time.
I've got a
What's left? We had the old-fashioned,
fit you better.
and
Everyone best.
oh, I think I know what the answer's gonna be here.
I chose you for old fashioned at first, but you know when it gives me a Shirley Temple as an option,
Yeah,
it's too funny not to click it.
I do love Shirley Temples.
You're one of some science pellets.
All right, let's see.
Here's how it all shook out.
A warm Bud Light. That is
Ooh.
that.
Tied.
It's a compliment, Bradley. It doesn't taste a whole lot different
it is
warm
not.
than it does
No,
cold.
it's not. It's not. It's just
No, it's not.
From a very specific point of view, anyway. We're gonna pit you against each other.
Oh,
and see
man.
who wins. What's a nonverbal way to indicate that you're finished having a conversation with someone? I want both of you to write.
Hand
an
them
answer
a
that
warm
really plays
Bud
up
Light.
the characteristic of that person. Your peers will decide whose answer fits the best.
Oh no!
Start playing on my phone.
I should automatically do the for that.
I thought about putting in hand him a warm Bud Light.
Start playing on my phone. That's the best, Emerson.
Not very Judging by the we're going to you.
The audience liked the hand them a warm Bud Light.
Ooh, looks like someone's got a
Ooh.
unique role. And with unique
Captain
powers
America.
come unique responsibilities. Pick someone on your device.
Okay, so I have to pick a sidekick to reward with extra science pellets.
Yeah, and there's definitely
All right.
people who are sidekicks to multiple superheroes. I'm sure.
I had to pick Ian for having all
Wow.
the right answers.
This is like a cascade of sidekicks.
That was the final piece of the puzzle. Get ready for your final rolls as determined by everything.
All right, and let's see. Childlike, colorful, quasi-badass Bradley is a brave, dependable hero, and the winner is Ian,
Most total science pellets is
who is a smart, snarky,
Snarky.
mega enforcer.
Wow.
That was good.
That was a fun
Yeah,
game.
good job, guys.
That was a fun game. Good decision. That was
Yeah.
worth a lot of laughs.
Yeah, good way to start a Friday.
Someone's going to bring a warm Bud Light to Project Voice X, and that will be fun.
Oh man. Yeah,
All
I
right,
picked
well, we
myself
are,
for the ball of twine. I was going to pick myself for the warm Bud Light, but I thought it'd be more
I was-
funny to pick you.
I swear, I was so sure on so many of those, and I was so wrong on every single one.
You're wrong on all of them. Me and Bradley were on the same page for everything.
That was a
I
good
definitely
find.
thought Bradley. That was fun. Well, I think
Yeah, thanks for joining.
Yeah.
I'm glad I did. That was fun. It's always good to see
this is great.
both of you.
Great to see you as well. And Bradley, great to see you
thanks
too.
Emerson, always good to see you. Let's go Tennessee Titans. Had a good first round yesterday. Need a good second round today. Gentlemen, always fun. Audience, thank you for watching, and y'all have a great weekend.
Okay, you too. I'll see
See you
both of you
guys.
soon.